But many of you probably saw the news, or most people actually haven't seen this that I've talked to about it. But last week, our president wheeled out a couple televisions while he had the South African, I don't know if he's called a president or a prime minister or whatever he is, but he's basically denying that these farmers, these white farmers, are getting killed in South Africa, and they're being targeted because of them being white. And a couple weeks ago, he let in a bunch of refugees that are white farmers from South Africa, and the media lost its mind over it. And usually I don't really care too much about headlines, but every once in a while, a headline will kind of grab my attention. But so basically the media got upset because they brought white refugees. So apparently only people of color are allowed to come and be refugees in this nation because they just lost their ever-living minds about it. But then when that South African president was here, then he was like denying that these things are happening, these atrocities are happening in South Africa, where white people are about 5% of the population. But of course there's a history of apartheid, and who knows what apartheid was? All right, some people that were around in the 90s. All right, if you don't know what that is, it was kind of like this system where they segregated people based upon what race you were. Of course, as Christians, we don't necessarily believe in race, but anyway, I'll get into that a little bit further. But so Donald Trump wheels out he turns and says, hit the lights, pulls up a couple screens, and he's showing, them chanting this song the song is called Kill the Boers. And what Boer means is the farmer, or the husbandman, basically, is what that means in Afrikaans, which is kind of a Dutch language based upon the colonials that kind of settled the land a long time ago. But there's a song that was for apartheid at the time or whatever, and it was called "Kill the Boers." Huh? Yeah, it's against apartheid. I'm sorry. So it's against apartheid back, from the, I think it was from the 1960s is when it first started. But anyway, it was deemed as hate speech, the song itself, because it's highly controversial. I mean, you're saying to kill people, and basically the Boers that they're talking about white people. And so now that things have all been changed, the government's been changed, that apartheid is no longer part of the nation at all, but everything's been reversed. So now white people are the bad guys there. But I mean, they always have been, according to, the apartheid stuff.